Today, we're cracking open one of the most powerful and honestly, one of the most intimate texts in all of history. We're talking about the private journal of a Roman emperor, Marcus Aurelius's Meditations.
So let's just dive right in with a quote that feels like it could have been written this morning. Marcus starts his day by telling himself, okay, today I'm going to have to deal with meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, and envious people. I mean, come on, this isn't just ancient philosophy. This is a 2,000-year-old game plan for getting through your day. It's about getting your mind right before you even step out the door.
And you have to remember, the guy writing this wasn't some monk meditating on a mountaintop. No, this was the most powerful man on the planet at the time. This was the philosopher on the throne.
And that right there is the big paradox of this whole thing. Just imagine it. You're Marcus Aurelius, Emperor of Rome. Your empire is being attacked on multiple fronts. A deadly plague is wiping out your citizens, and your most trusted general just turned on you. So what do? Well, you turn inward. You turn to philosophy, jotting down these notes to yourself just to stay sane.
I mean, just look at this timeline. It shows you the absolute pressure cooker he was living in. He becomes emperor in 1601. A year later, boom, war. Then the Antonine Plague hits. We're talking millions dead. Then more wars. And just to top it all off, a massive betrayal. His entire reign was one crisis after another. So this philosophy, this wasn't some nice hobby. It was a survival kit.
Now back then, there were kind of two major schools of thought for how to deal with all this chaos. You had the Epicureans, who aimed for peace and quiet, basically, often by just checking out of public life. But Marcus, he chose Stoicism. The goal there wasn't to run away, it was to find apatheia. And that doesn't mean apathy, it means a state of inner calm, of tranquility, right in the middle of the storm, by using reason and virtue.
So let's get into the book itself, into these private thoughts of an emperor. Because Meditations really isn't what you'd think a philosophy book would be like. And here's the absolute key to understanding this work. It was never meant for you and me to read. Seriously, the original Greek title, ta eis heauton, literally translates to things to himself. We are reading his private diary. These are his self-pep talks, his reminders, his personal coaching sessions to get through the day. And this quote just perfectly captures his whole method. He writes, "Away with thy books, suffer not thy mind any more to be distracted." He's telling himself, stop just reading about this stuff and actually live it. This wasn't some academic project. It was a gritty, practical, real-time user's manual for his own mind. So what's inside that manual? Let's unpack 3 of the biggest ideas from this incredible toolkit for life, and you'll see they are just as sharp today as they were 2,000 years ago.
Okay, first up is this amazing concept called the inner citadel. The idea is that your mind is a fortress. Whatever is going on outside, war, disease, betrayal, it doesn't matter. Nothing can get through the walls of your mind and hurt you unless you let it. It's this untouchable sanctuary you can retreat to anytime you want. So, how do you build this fortress? Well, here are the blueprints. First, you control your perceptions, the story you tell yourself about what's happening. Second, you direct your actions for the good of everyone. And third, and this is the big one, you accept what you can't control. Because the core idea here is that events themselves can't hurt you. Only your opinion about those events can.
The second big tool is this phrase, living according to nature. Now, for a Stoic, nature didn't just mean birds and trees. It meant the logos. You can think of it like the rational operating system of the entire universe. So to live according to nature meant to live in sync with that universal logic, and also with your own nature as a logical, social human being.
And his quote just spells it out so beautifully. He says, "We're all made to work together, like feet, hands, and eyelids. To work against each other, to be in opposition, is literally unnatural." It's a profound call for cooperation, seeing all of humanity as one single body, where every single part is essential. And the last tool we're going to look at is a really powerful mental exercise. It's a way to completely shift your perspective. It's called the view from above.
He'd practice this all the time. He would literally imagine himself floating up, zooming out, seeing his city, then the entire empire, then the whole planet, until the Earth itself was just a tiny dot in the cosmos. And from that perspective, all your worries and anxieties, they just shrink. It doesn't mean they disappear, but it puts them in their proper place. So all of this is fascinating, right? But why is this 2,000-year-old diary still a bestseller? Well, it's because the ideas and meditations are everywhere. Its influence is kind of hiding in plain sight in our modern world.
Just take a look at modern therapy. You see that Stoic premise? External events don't cause our distress, our judgments about them do. Well, fast forward to today, and one of the most popular and effective forms of therapy, cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, is built on that exact same foundation. Change your thoughts, and you can change your feelings. It's a direct line.
And the legacy of Stoicism doesn't stop there. I mean, you see its DNA in mindfulness practices, in business and leadership ethics, even in resilience training for the military, and in sports psychology. It has become this timeless operating system for anyone trying to navigate a crazy, stressful world with a little more grace and calm.
In the end, Marcus Aurelius, a man who lived in a world of absolute chaos, gave us a blueprint for how to build a fortress inside our own minds. And that leads us with a question that feels more relevant now than maybe ever before. In our own chaotic world, where will you build your fortress?
This is for entertainment and educational purposes only.